It's Week 14 of the National Football.
The kicker, Chase McLaughlin, will get this one started. And off we go from spectacular AT&T Stadium. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So that Cowboy offense takes the field, ready to go to work for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
The thing that stuck out to me, Mike, was when we met with him this week, immediately, right at the start of the production meeting, was his ability to take ownership of last week's loss. He said, listen, if I don't make those 2 interceptions, we probably win that game. And when you go back and watch the tape, I love how hard he is on himself. He played pretty good ball. If he can eliminate those couple bad throws, a couple bad decisions, when he's good, he is as good as there is in the NFL.
At the 40-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Sending it deep for Waddle. Julian Love, the former Notre Dame star, with the good coverage, and he's able to knock that one away. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. So it's 4th down, punting time. Ethan Evans to do the honor. That's taken at about the 14, and he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
We have the luxury each week, Mike, of sitting down with these players and really getting a behind-the-scenes look at what makes them so good and what makes them tick. And, man, wouldn't it be nice to be able to bring the fan kind of behind the curtain and let them see for themselves what we see firsthand? And, man, it would only take a couple minutes for you to realize just what kind of leader this guy is. You would never know he threw 3 touchdowns last week. All he wanted to talk about was the costly interception and the couple plays he left out there. That's why they rally around him. The better he plays, the better the team plays. They need more consistent performances from him to get the rest of this team to do their part.
Now Lamar going to hang on to it. And this is going to be an Eagles first down. He'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
I think this is something we're going to continue to see today, Mike, as this game goes along. They're going to make the defense make a decision. Do you want to account for the running back, or do you want to account for the quarterback? In this case, they choose the running back, and the quarterback makes them pay by picking up the first down.
He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
That's pulled in. Najee Harris. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. 3rd and long. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. A first down throw for Jackson. That's taken in by Shakir. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Pistol formation with Jackson. A pass taken in by Harris. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Can they keep this drive rolling? Here is 3rd and inches. Jackson going to keep it himself. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. Good running. Gets them down to about the 4-yard line.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that 1st down himself.
It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. Fighting for the goal line. He lost the football. It's out. The Cowboys have it.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit, and that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
Here's a first carry for their running back, and not really anywhere to go there. He'll take this up only to the 4. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stick with him again. And he's going to take this up to the 17-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
A huge play for Dallas. 33 yards.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
From the 50, he'll set him. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. He's got his man. That's Olave. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a 1st down to go with it. Out of a gun, here's a run up the gut. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. The catch is made. This is Tucker Kraft. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. We're back to Arlington in a moment. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Throw right side to Olave.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. He is in. Touchdown, Cowboys. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year.
When you think back to their first first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. The return starts from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Jackson now to throw on first down. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
It's first down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in second and long.
Second down. Jackson. Trying to set up the screen, but he just had to spike that one. This will be incomplete. Third and long for Jackson. Downfield, got a man, and he's got it. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
On first and 10, Jackson. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down. Jackson up top again. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
They just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot. When you throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Eagles are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to take over once more. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with first and 10. Come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And he'll be taken down, but good enough to keep this drive going. It's a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Now, faking the give. That is brought in at the 10. A big play there on 2nd down, but we do have a flag on the field. And that's in an area where usually this play gets erased. Now they'll set up to throw. That is caught left side by Waddle. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
And that is incomplete. Jalen Waddle, the intended target, and that'll set up 4th down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Here comes a return from the 3. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense, and Lamar Jackson getting set to take over once more. And he's been a nightmare for defenses trying to contain him all year. The NFL's leader in rushing yards at the quarterback position. From the gun, Jackson. There's a short one taken by Ingram.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
In trouble, and down he goes.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that 2nd down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3 and out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
Jackson from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. On 4th down, here comes the lefty punter, Jamie Gillen. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That is downfield into the hands of Keon Coleman. How about 25 yards to start the drive? 1st down.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
He's got it inside the 5. And he will score. Chris Olave. Touchdown, Dallas.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The extra point is good. Cowboys move out in front by the score of 17-3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here we go on the return from the 1. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's putting together a remarkable season, currently leading the NFL in passing yards as we play here in the month of December. Slot man in motion right. A first down throw for Jackson. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Jackson now. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's caught once again by Ingram. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. To the air one more time with Jackson. A pass taken in by Harris. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Jackson. That's caught left side by Ingram. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. Now Jackson. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Now the Eagles will use the last of their timeouts, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Lamar going to work from the pistol. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap. And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
He fields it at the 8. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So it's halftime here in Arlington with the Cowboys in front. As we'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start in the Meadowlands, an NFC East battle that pits Washington against the New York Football Giants. And it's the Giants who are out in front. Joe Burrow with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Kenneth Walker, 2 touchdown runs on the afternoon. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And that one all tied.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. The Eagles offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wit's end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. This drive begins with a run by Harris. Inside the 40. A big run. They finally get to him and bring him down.
Well, I'm not sure you're going to find a better example of just pure speed in the open field than that run right there. I mean, when he got past the first wave, you got the sense that he might just be able to outrun everybody on the field.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. In motion, Shakir. Jackson now to throw on 1st down. This one intercepted. Picked off by Deron Blank. And the Cowboys are going to take over once again at their own 20-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Cowboys offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And the defense has it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay. We might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's to the left side and taken in by Coleman. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. It's a gain there of 26 yards. They'll look to throw yet again. Short pass taken in by the tight end. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. 2nd and a yard. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Here's a designed run. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll look to throw. Throw right side to Olave. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4. Up the middle they go. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll throw out of the gun. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. 3rd and a yard. He'll drop to throw. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
From the 6, here comes a return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. This one taken in by Chenault. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down, Jackson. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4. Jackson up top again. Open man downfield. That's Ingram. And he's into the end zone. Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Philadelphia. What a catch and run by the tight end as he takes it into the end zone and finishes the play. Greg, you know what that's like. Tight end touchdown.
Mike, so often the tight ends are considered to be the possession guys, right? They're the guy you throw it to when you need an easy catch, you need a reliable target. But not this guy. He is a downfield weapon, and he just showed you right there what he's capable of.
McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Eagles will cut the deficit to 7. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. For the return, it's Keyshawn Nixon. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And he'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
From out of the gun, he'll throw. That's into the hands of Coleman. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. Try to pick this one up on the ground.
The ball carried by number 33. He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
Cowboys special teams unit heads out for the punt. They'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. That is fielded at the 13. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. On 1st and 10, Jackson. A dive and a catch. Incredible. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, and they give it to Harris. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. Jackson now on 2nd down. Throw on the run is complete. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4.
A gain of 4 yards. 1st down, Philadelphia.
From the shotgun, here's Jackson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4.
At the 44-yard line.
And the pistol, Jackson ready. That's taken in by Shakir. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
And an Eagle 1st down.
Again, it's Jackson. A pass taken in by Harris.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
A run. Here's Harris. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Slot receiver headed right. From the gun, Jackson. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. Jackson now. He pulls it in around the 5. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too...
Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes.
That 1st and goal sack now changes everything defensively, Mike. You imagine that you're in a 4-down territory where the offense is going to try to take advantage of the field position and punch it in over the goal line. Now, can you...
And he will take it in himself.
Touchdown.
Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Eagles. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. A huge touchdown there in the 4th quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the 4th quarter. All even. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? He'll wind up getting this all the way to the 45-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. Still, a lot can happen between now and the end of the season, but the cream is starting to rise to the top as you look across the NFL. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, fourth quarter. Everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And that's a big gain there as they try to go take this lead.
Not much happening there. Just a short game. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Wow, an important one coming here. Tie game, late, and this is third down. He's got his man. That's Olave. His 8th reception of the game, and good for a first down.
You get in these situations, third down, tie game, fourth quarter. I mean, this is really where your quarterback makes his money. You are going to put your faith and say, all right, what is the best play for this offense to execute? And the game really rests in the hands of your quarterback, and he continues to come up with these third down pickups and continues to extend this drive. He's got a shot to come away the hero and win this game here late.
And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. Throwing now from the gun. Quick throw, taken in, and he will get into the end zone. Tucker Kraft, touchdown Cowboys. Extra point attempt still to come. It's up and through. And the Cowboys will go up by 7. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. They'll drop to throw. Quickly to the outside and complete. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
And now, after that catch, they've got a chance here late, Mike. They've got enough time to try to move this thing down. I think they can win the game on this possession.
Jackson now to throw on first down. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. It is 2nd and a yard. Here's Jackson. He tosses over the middle. This one is caught. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. To the air one more time with Jackson. This one caught by the back, out of the backfield. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
And now we're at the point of the game, Mike, where someone has to step up and make a play. That's exactly what this quarterback and his receiver did. It gives them now a fresh set of downs and a chance to go down and make this game very interesting.
first down throw for Jackson. This one caught at the 4. And the Eagles are going to have a first and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now Jackson. And it's a touchdown. They have gotten to within 1, and a 2-point conversion can give them the lead here in the final minute. So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The extra point is good. A big one as we are tied late in this football game. We are in the final minute of what is now a tie game as we are set for the kickoff. Here's Nixon on the return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive. It starts with first down. Sending it deep for Waddle. That is brought in. And he's going to go all the way. How about some late magic? They've taken the lead here in the final minute of play. For quarterbacks, there are so many stats we use to measure a good season. This is one of them. 30 touchdowns. That was number 30 on the year. Extra point try forthcoming. The kick is good. The Cowboys will go up by 7. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Here comes a return from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Eagles offense ready to take over once again. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Back to throw, Jackson. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. They'll come up for 2nd and 9. Jackson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down. Mike, living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cowboys, as we say so long from Arlington.